What is up, guys? Pup T from Life, Liberty, and the Homestead. And before we begin, as always, follow baby Lulu's head. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, give me some wild comments, and let's get this video started. Woo! So today's video is just about chores that I've needed to get accomplished here on the homestead over the past couple days. You know, moving the pig's pen, starting to work on the brooder, couple other things that I had to get done. But the big thing was, you know, mowing the grass and moving the pig pen and then getting started on this brooder. So y'all ever just have them days where things just don't go right for you? Well, that's about every time that I mow. I know a lot of guys like to get out there and have this beautiful lawn and stuff like that, but anytime I mow, it seems like almost like a struggle. I don't know what it is. It's probably me. It ain't got nothing to do with no equipment, but I just had to pull the old Kubota BX23 there out some mud because I was in there pretty deep, but Tundra got her out. So, but that's what I'm doing right now, is mowing. I'm just trying to knock some of this stuff down. If you look over here, we purposely let that grow up. We wanted like the natural flowers that come up from the grass and stuff like that to be able to come up, flourish, so the bees have plenty of pollen and stuff like that. But strange thing is I don't see many bees, minus the carpenter bees, and then wasps and occasionally hornets. So I'm not quite sure what to think about that, but I mean, a lot of people talk about it, so maybe we are having declining bees. But let me get back to mowing, baby. So I'm out here today, finished up mowing Debbie's field. Now I'm getting ready to put the pigs on a new area out here, paddock area. I'm probably going to move them across here, but that's going to take, I need to get some 550 cord and 2 posts so I can make shading that comes off of their house. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here we go. Alright, so I got the pigs moved. I still need to put up their shade cloth, but before that I need to go ahead, turn on the water, get them some fresh water in their trough, and then put some water in their swimming pool, so you know, if they get warm throughout the day, they can go in there. So let's walk over to the spigot and turn it on, get these pigs some fresh water. Where our well is and our spigot to where the animals' water troughs are, it's a pretty good distance. I think it's like 200 feet maybe. I mean, it's not nothing overly dramatic, but you know, with it being summer, or getting to be summer here in a little while, you know, you always want to make sure your animals have fresh water, but when it gets warm, you got to stay on top of it big time. So of course we check their water daily, usually 2 times a day, once in the mid-morning and then in the evening when we go out to feed them. And we change their eating schedule mainly because of the goats. The goats would sit in the pole barn all day. We'd feed them in the morning, 7 o'clock I'd come out and I'd feed them, and then they'd stay inside and they wouldn't graze. So we changed that up so that they graze throughout the day, and then in the evening, 5 o'clock, feed the dogs, and then I come out and feed all the animals. To me, it seems like it works best. I don't know, you know, if there's any real difference between, you know, switching the time that they eat from morning to afternoon or when we feed them, other than, like I said, the goats weren't grazing at all. And I don't have a pasture blend out. That's something that I will do this fall, is I'll kind of till up this ground and then put a pasture blend. So over the winter, you know, depending on how this winter goes, it'll either begin to grow, go dormant, or it'll begin to grow. But I'll also put some winter ryegrass out here that has clover in it, red clover, white clover. So spring of next year, this pasture should have tons of nutrients and all that good stuff. Alright, I'm gonna go turn off the water, and then I need to go to the big city. Not really that big, but it's bigger than the town that I live in, even the area that I live in. So, gotta return a product to Amazon. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do for the pigs is attach the tarp onto their shack for right now. That way it'll also take some heat off of the actual structure itself as well. So it should keep them cooler, especially once the summer months start coming like we talked about. And I just tighten that down with some 550, and then I'm gonna run out here. I have some fence posts stick in the ground tie it off to that fence post. Again, just for shade for them. That's one of the things with pigs, they like to stay cool, you know, so especially like Donna, she's got that fair skin, so she could sunburn just like we do, so we got to be very cautious of that. Like I said, I got a pool for the pigs. It's just to keep them cool if they want to be. Plus, gives them access to more water. We do have their own trough, which they drink water out of, but you know, if you have pigs, they'll drink water out of puddles if they need to. So, and this isn't an exact science or anything like that, but what I learned from pigs before and putting shelter on these is you definitely don't want your tarp touching the actual post, so because it'll tear it. And you do want to have your post in the ground far enough to where the pigs can also use it as a scratching post, because they will. So as you can see now, pigs have more shade, you know, and as the sun transitions, they'll have more shade on one side than the other, and then in the center, but also their house will be a little bit cooler. So now I need to get on to figuring out the brooder. So I have this chicken coop that we're going to use for the brooder. I just don't know. The girlfriend talked about moving it, which we've done several times, and I'm just worried moving it anymore right now would damage it more than just running the extension cords and all that stuff. Our female turkeys right now, this is where they lay their eggs, which they're gonna have to change that up. So, but this brooder will be nice. I'll seal the bottom where we have a door currently. I'll seal that up to the top, and then I'll put a little bit of black mesh on top just so there is air circulation. But one thing with baby turkeys, poults, right, that you have to be cognizant of is they like to be warm. So you gotta make sure that their brooder is warm. They have access to fresh water, food, all that stuff, but they also have access to a heat lamp if they need it, even though, you know, it's getting up close to the 90s right now. But that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna close that door off, put a little bit of black screen on there, and then I'll have to run extension cord from the house, which is I don't have to do today, but I want to find the heat lamps and prepare the brooder. So let's do that. So you can do a couple things with all your hay and stuff like that that you've been using for your coops or goat bedding and stuff like that. Of course, you can put it into your compost and let it further break down and create more compost to you. Another thing is you could spread it lightly over your grass, you know, front yard or whatever, because it's got nutrients and stuff, because it's already been breaking down, depending on how long it's been in there. And the feces, of course, from the expected animals, and then you have your, I don't know if it's really unexpected, but your mice and stuff like that. And we haven't used this coop really for quite a few months. Like I said, the turkeys, they do come in here and they'll lay their eggs, but that's it. The chickens, probably 6 months ago used this. This is where they would sleep at night and stuff like that. So, but it's been a while. I know it's been a couple months since I got started on that chicken coop, and they've been sleeping in there. So here's another pro tip for you, homesteading pro tip, and that is buy 2 of everything that you're gonna use on the homestead on a regular basis. So like this rake, if I had 2 of these, they'd always be available. And when you buy 2 of everything, you put them at the furthest points away. So like for us, the garden's near the house. It's on kind of one area of the homestead, and the pole barn from the garden, I don't know, maybe 500 feet, maybe, give or take. But I will tell you, if I had a rake in the pole barn, then when I was out here in the pole barn, it would always be readily available. And if I had a rake in the shed over by the garden, it would always be readily available. Because what you'll find yourself doing is a lot of time during your work day, right, is spent chasing down tools and items that you want to use. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know, but that's another pro tip out there for you if you need it, you know. Oh yeah, the goats would also come in here during the day and relax, because I got them out of the sun. And all right, so now I'm gonna go get a shovel. I'm gonna put all this stuff in the bucket of the tractor, and then I'll probably set this pile up over by the garden. You know, if the girlfriend wants to spread it over the yard so that, like I said, the grass will boom and this stuff. But let me go get the shovel and the tractor. All right, so you saw I was emptying out the old chicken coop, turkey coop. I'm now gonna put all the hay and all that stuff that was in there. I'm gonna put that into the bucket. I'm gonna take it over to the garden. I do have the lights for the brooder and the water container that I'm gonna use, but you'll see that on the next video, me finishing the turkey brooder, because it's getting hot out here and it's about siesta time. If you're a homesteader, say you don't take siestas, you don't know what you're missing. It's gonna take me a couple loads, I think. That's not a bad deal though, huh? So guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun making it. Sometimes it's just chores that gotta get done. I know they don't make for the greatest of videos, but seeing my face surely is amazing. So with that guys, next video we're gonna wrap up doing the turkey brooder, and we'll see what other kind of wild and crazy stuff we can get into. So one last time guys, follow Baby Lulu's head. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Give me some wild comments. Y'all are crazy. I love you. We love you. And we'll see you on the next video.